We had a 4-6 back in 08 with Arizona hosting Philadelphia. And so for the Seattle Seahawks, it is back home and then a trip to Wisconsin. As the clock ticks down to 000.
Congratulations.
You still got to give a lot of credit to the Eagles this year. I mean, they're playing with guys off the street. They're playing with McCown in his 17th season, who's coaching high school football in North Carolina, and he has to take over in the wild card game.
And you know what happened to Josh McCown? He's 40 years old. On that last fourth down play, a big gaping hole opened up. And Josh McCown remembered when he was 18 years old, and when he saw a hole like that, he would run through into the end zone. What he forgot was that he was 40 years old, and Clowney was on the other side and was just a better athlete than he was at this point.
Sometimes we're not who we think we are.
We know it well.
Play you're talking about coming up right here.
Vinny, what's up?
But you'll see the hole open up over here on this side, and you think, oh boy, I've got a clear path to the end zone. No, I don't. So basically, Clowney chased him down. That was Jaron Reed in there on that play as well. He had the little hitch in his giddy up there anyway, and that was that.
Pete Carroll, his season gets extended. So interesting with Seattle. Could have been 1, could have been 3, wind up number 5, and we go to Michelle.
All right, I'm with a pretty excited Jadeveon Clowney. You told me the other day that you were really hurting, that core injury was bothering you, but you knew the team needed your energy. What were you able to do?
Man, just go out there and play, man. Just let it loose on Sunday with my teammates, man. Just give them everything I got. I came out here and did that, and we came away with the win today.
28 sacks in the regular season for this team. 7 tonight. How do you explain that?
They got to step it up in the playoffs. We know that. We knew it was going to be a up-front game the whole game. They had a great offensive line with great veteran players. We knew that was going to be the case up front. We got to stop them up front and come out of the way. It's going to be on the D-line.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's turn to DK Metcalf. Let's start with the touchdown, okay? So you catch it and you're falling down, but you have the presence of mind to get back up and get it into the end zone. What happened?
I caught the ball. I didn't feel anybody touch me, and I got back up and I wanted a touchdown. I wanted a touchdown real bad.
Did you know you had it?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Me and Russ practiced it all week, and when he called the play, I knew it was going to come to me.
You have really changed this offense. For everyone watching it, seeing your development this season and the connection that you've gotten with Russell. How has that evolved?
Man, I just give thanks to God, man, for my work ethic and, just for him putting me in this position, and then for him blessing me with the leaders that we have on this team, like Bobby, Russ, Locke, and Dwayne Brown. They really brought me and took me under their wing when I first got here. And, just speaks a lot about this team.
I can't help but ask you about falling to the second round in the draft, and it wasn't fun for you. How much does it make this kind of performance sweeter for you, knowing that so many teams passed you?
It's great. I think falling to the second round was the best thing that happened to me because I got a chip on my shoulder every time I play.
Congratulations on the win.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
He had the play, Russell, that really iced this game, that big pass. What was the call?
Oh, I can't tell you the call, but it was a sweet one. Shady called a great game. We went for it. We had to go win it, and sure enough, DK makes an unbelievable play. He had so many yards. He was making plays all over the field. Offensive line did a tremendous job against a really, really good defensive line, and all the pressures. We answered everything. We saw everything. We picked it up. We did a great job, and so it was a great game to come back here, back east. It's a long ways, and we were able to do it and pull through. We've been road warriors, and it's exciting. We got a great defense, too.
Yeah, you just took the words out of my mouth, the road warrior thing, and the way you've been able to do it, and coming in here and facing a team that had been red hot. Yeah. What do you think made you guys the better team tonight, outside of Carson not being there?
Well, we were consistent. We stayed consistent throughout the game. We knew it was going to be a battle. We answered the call when they did, and we just kept staying the course. And when the game came down the line, we knew we had to make a play, and sure enough, DK makes it. Sweet play, and I think more than anything else, we believe. There's no doubt in us. We believe. We have everything that we want, and we have everything we need. Marshawn's back, too. To see him running in the end zone, that's pretty cool. So we got a lot of good things going for us. We got to stay the course, though.
How would you describe why it is that Marshawn is so universally loved and appreciated on this team?
Well, he's beast mode, man. He's He plays the game the right way. He's tough as nails. I mean, the run he had for the touchdown. I mean, there's so many things he does well, and he's been great with the younger guys. I mean, how he's taken Homer under his wing, especially Homer being able to get in there a bunch. Turbin, two guys are true pros, and so it's a lot of fun having them on the team.
You have had some great matchups with Green Bay in the playoffs, and now you're going there again. And again, it's going to require that road mentality. What are you anticipating?
Well, anticipating some snow. Anticipating a great game. They obviously have Aaron. They got a lot of great players. They got a great defensive line. A lot of things they do really well. So I didn't even know who we were playing, to be honest with you. I didn't look all day. I just didn't want to look. So I guess we're going back to Wisconsin. So it'll be a great matchup.
So you seriously didn't know until now that you were going to Green Bay?
I didn't look at anything. I didn't know. So we're going back to Wisconsin.
Well, yeah, you're the Badger. A whole pack of Badgers will be there waiting for you.
I can't wait. Go Hawks.
See you guys. Thanks, Russell. Congratulations. Congratulations. Al?
All right, Michelle, 17-9. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. It starts with Vinny Curry blocking that field goal attempt in the first quarter. Another peek here. So it remained scoreless, and here is the big play. Wentz goes down. Clowney lands on top of him, goes to the medical tent, goes to the locker room, and that is the end of his day in his first ever start. Josh McCown, at 40 years old, who had retired, was on television. Get him out there, and all of a sudden, he hits Goddard. He had a nice day. 18 of 24 for 174 yards, was able to run. Then you have the Marshawn Lynch touchdown before the half to make the score 10-3, and that's at halftime. Classic beast mode right there as he goes into the end zone. The bomb to Metcalf here. Russell Wilson. Metcalf reaching out, taking it down all the way. And then the sealer was right there at the end. 4th and 4 here. Sanders drops it out in the flat. And the last 4th down is here. As Chris said, you forget you're 40 years old and you can't run as fast as you did. And this was the sealer right here. This was the killer, and ended it in effect. Metcalf, a tremendous night. 7 catches for 160 yards. Ertz and McCown, that's the way their season ends. Man. So Seattle goes to Green Bay, which we didn't figure at the start of the day. We thought that we were lined up for, with New Orleans at 1, a Seattle-San Francisco finish. It's so interesting. The Seahawks through the years have had as big a home field advantage as any team. 4-4 this year, 7-1 in the regular season on the road. Win again. They love it out here.
And when their defense starts to play like this, I start to pay attention, because it doesn't matter where you were in September, October, November. What matters is, what are you doing defensively? What are you doing as a football team at this point in the season? How many teams have we seen get hot at the end of the year and carry it right through? But you're talking about a matchup now. Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson going head-to-head, very similar style quarterbacks. Both of them know how to manipulate the pocket, move up, buy a little time. It is going to be a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, 10 years at the helm. That's 8 times now he's been to postseason. Green Bay, a little spotty off and on throughout the season, but they still wind up as the number 2 seed. They get home field off the bye, but Seattle's got a lot of momentum right now.
Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, those great pass rushers out there, good luck. I mean, whichever one of these 2 pass rushes can end up catching the other quarterback is really probably going to determine the outcome of the game.
So the first game today was Minnesota at New Orleans. That went to overtime. We're going to go to Mike Tirico with the highlights from the game earlier today. Mike.
This weekend, a very tight game started today down in New Orleans. Saints 13-3 team at home, down 10. Drew Brees trying to bring them back. Pass to Taysom Hill here, who threw a 50-yard pass, led the team in rushing with 50 yards, and had that 20-yard TD to make it a 3-point game. Saints got the ball back late, drive into position for a field goal. Will Lutz doesn't hit it pure, but it's good. From 49 yards out, game tied at 20, and we go to overtime for the 4th time in 6 playoff games. Saints never get the ball. For the 3rd consecutive year, they're eliminated on a walk-off. Here's how the Vikings did it. Kirk Cousins getting that first elusive playoff career victory to add Adam Thielen, who caught 7 for 129, gets them in position. And then 2 plays later on 3rd and goal, it's Cousins to Kyle Rudolph. And in the end zone where we had the pass interference controversy, this one ruled no offensive pass interference after New York looked at it. A touchdown for Rudolph. The Vikings win 26-20. And Al, they will play the 49ers next week in Santa Clara.
And we'll have that game for you. It's the first game of the divisional weekend. Minnesota, San Francisco. We're on the air at 4:35 Eastern, 1:35 Pacific. Followed at night by Tennessee, number 6, against Baltimore, number 1. And then on Sunday, you've got Houston at Kansas City, 4 against 2 in the afternoon. And then in the evening, the Seattle Seahawks. So they'll get a whole week to rest, taking on the Green Bay Packers. So we go to Santa Clara next week. Yep. 49ers barely got that number 1 seed by inches last week by holding on against Seattle. Against the Vikings, who didn't figure at the start of the day to be there, but Kirk Cousins responded.
You know, he and Adam Thielen, and they just came through. But when you go to New Orleans and basically hold in check that Saints offense, that tells you a little something about Mike Zimmer's defense. And in the same way we were talking about Seattle here, how are you playing now? And right now, that's a team. Think about the gorilla lifted off the back of Steve Young. I got the same feeling with Kirk Cousins at this point. And if that defense is playing up to the way they are, it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, and the 49ers, of course, the way they use the fullback tight end combination. I mean, George Kittle has had a phenomenal year. Kyle Juszczyk does a great job. The receivers are good. Garoppolo's fine. The defense leaked a little bit toward the end, but they are the number 1 seed.
Kyle Shanahan, one of the great offensive minds in football right now. Some of the combinations that he put together in that game where we were doing against Seattle, just very, very creative. Extra week. They're going to get some people back healthy. Maybe D Ford comes back in that game. So we're going to see the best of the San Francisco 49ers next week.
All right, there's the countdown clock for the Golden Globes coming up in less than 10 minutes. And we'll take a break here. Come right back to Philadelphia. Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. No more football to be played here until the 2020 regular season. And we're going to go out to Los Angeles right now and check in with Natalie Morales.
We're here on the red carpet of the 77th Golden Globes. Tonight, it's the kickoff to award season. It's an exciting night with all of your favorite stars here from film and television. What does it feel like to be you?
Right now, on the inside.
Plus, the unpredictable Ricky Gervais is back as host. It's an exciting night. It all starts right here next on NBC. Al and Chris, back to you.
All right, Natalie, and an exciting weekend coming up. In the AFC, you've got Tennessee against Baltimore. You've got Houston against Kansas City. Man, oh man, who would have thought, in the AFC South, Houston wins the division. Tennessee gets in at the end of the season, and here they are. With Houston went to Kansas City and beat them. Tennessee, who knows? After last night, they're on a roll.
Well, we know they can run the football, and Ryan Tannehill, since he came into the starting lineup, has just been phenomenal, right? So this has been it's a year of change right now going on in the AFC. Those great quarterbacks that have been there forever, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, all those guys that have been in that championship game and on into Super Bowls. And right now we have this whole new era of young, phenomenal quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson, what he did in that game the other day, I mean, he just single-handedly took it on his back, spin move out of the thing, and made the great play. I think the league is just getting more exciting with these young players and the open style, the Russell Wilson style of play. It's going to be great.
Speaking of Russell Wilson, let's go to his coach. Moments ago, Pete Carroll in the Seattle locker room.
Yes, first off, just in general, congratulations on coming across the country. The Seahawks freaking traveled again, fellas. That's a great freaking job.
Does anybody have more energy than Pete Carroll? I mean, it's beautiful. Oldest coach in the league, 68, and still on fire. So we talked about the brackets. We talked about what's going to happen next weekend. You've got Seattle, Green Bay. You got Minnesota against San Francisco. think the one thing we didn't talk about in the AFC, just going over there for a second, you've got Houston going into Kansas City. They went in there. It's kind of funny. We talked about Seattle not playing as well at home, great on the road. Same thing with KC. They played better on the road. Houston went into KC, beat them in the regular season.
Well, and it's so interesting for me now to watch these AFC playoffs without New England lurking around. Right? How many times does it come down to, oh, yeah, let's dismiss the Patriots, and then they go on to the Super Bowl? Well, now for somebody like an Andy Reid, right, who has been there and been close and has a tremendous team, has a tremendous young quarterback, and you just wonder, is this the year that he gets that one more shot? He's done so many great things in the league. Can they piece it all together here for one big run?
Lots of questions. One of the questions, of course, New England. Tom Brady can do whatever he wants next year. Retire, stay there, I guess, go someplace else. I thought it was pretty interesting last night when he indicated in that press conference after the game, and Tom was great. He loses a game like that, he has to get up there and and talk to the media. But he indicated that he ain't retiring.
All it would be for me is a guess, so I don't like to guess without a little insider information. But let's just say there are a few teams out there that would love a little extra help in selling tickets. And we've seen Peyton Manning at the end of his career make a move and win a Super Bowl. And I know the Joe Namath stories, and I know the Joe Montana stories, and I know all those things. I'm just telling you, I know there are people that think Tom Brady's finished. I did not see that this year. I think he plays again. I think he'll play well.
You think he plays in New England?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
All right. So where?
If I had to guess, how about a wild guess?
Do it.
How about the Chargers?
So that's what you're talking about in terms of selling tickets, right?
That's
Because
exactly
the Chargers go into the new stadium next year. They are the number 2 tenant. The Rams are number 1. Both teams play out there, right? So
I'm just saying, if there was one franchise that could use them the most, if Rivers goes, never know.
You know how to get social media exploding. Stay tuned. Golden Globes are only minutes away. The final score, 17-9 as the Seahawks advance, and the Eagles season is done. Once again, the final score, same as it was in the regular season. Seahawks 17, Eagles 9. Playoffs continue next Saturday. We go to San Francisco for the Vikings against the 49ers. Our coverage begins at 3 Eastern right here on NBC. But right now, stay tuned. The Golden Globes begin now.